Gracias por mi madre, ayer cumplió, ¿qué? Hoy, ¿fue su cumpleaños? My mom was 76 yesterday. You know, thank you, Mom, for all the help and support. Who knows how to pray our Father?
Everybody.
Is everybody? Yeah? Can we do that right now before we get started?
Yeah.
En español, en inglés.
En los dos.
Okay, let's do it. All right. Our Father, who art in heaven,
Hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen.
Amen. Amen. So,
Padre nuestro.
if we want to do this, we got to do it in common union. You guys ever remember the first communion? Yeah? First common union. We are start the common union with the Creator. So we need to be, every time you do something, you do it in common with God. Okay? The universe. Whatever you guys want to call it. Don't get too, if you guys get too defensive into it, then you guys will lose that divinity. Okay? We got to have the mind and the heart need to be in harmony for the blessings to come into your heart. So there is a bill you got to pay at the end of the month, right? And you're waiting for that money, and you're waiting for the money. If you're telling God to help you, but your heart, you're nervous, you're afraid, you don't think you're gonna get it, and your mind is nervous about it, then you're blocking the blessing. Okay? So you guys need, it's got to be in harmony. It's got to be together. Your heart and your brain needs to stay together and say, okay, God, you're going to give it to me. Okay, how? Don't worry. I've proven it over and over and over, and I was told that, but it's really difficult right now. But once you guys practice it, get out and pray, get on your knees and say, okay, take this fear away from me. Okay? Self-imposed fears. Fear doesn't exist. Okay? It's self-imposed. Self-imposed fears. Okay? So before we get started, I want to thank you guys. The fact that you guys are here today tells me that you guys want to change the way you guys been living. The fact that you guys are here and calling me and putting this together tells me that you guys don't appreciate the way you guys been living right now, and you want to make a change. Okay? That is a big thing for me. You guys want to change. When I go to seminars, when you guys see me in all these seminars, it costs me a lot of money, but you know why? It's because I want to continue to learn. I travel all over the world, and I paid a bunch of money for people to teach me. And I just went to a seminar a couple of weeks ago and met one of the greatest human beings I met, Dr. David Boss. You guys can look him up on the internet. He's one of Harvard's greatest. Dr. David Boss says that we need to be more grateful on things that we do every day. We gotta be grateful. So 10 minutes before we wake up, we need to thank God for everything, for our spouse, for our kids, for our home, for our neighbors, for our friends, for our family, for our business, and 10 minutes. Then after we wake up, if no one is in bed, make your bed, complete your bed. There's a book called Make My Bed by one of the United States, you've heard of it?
Yes.
Okay.
Let's make my bed right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay? Reading is going to be another part of it, and I'll get to that. But what they're trying to tell you is that in your subconscious, you want to complete your task right the beginning in the morning. So you give thanks, you're grateful, your gratitude, and then you complete a task, right? You guys remember the UCLA coach, John Woods? Wooden. Okay, he says, you start by putting your socks up first, okay? So your socks need to be on perfect. So the small things, but you complete it. And guess what? Your subconscious says, wow, I completed my task, okay? In this world, to become millionaires, you guys need to complete everything you guys say you're gonna start. Otherwise, it's gonna be very difficult because the majority of people abandon when they start. Why? Because it's not easy. It is easy, but it's not easy. once you get started, there is a lot of people that you're gonna find in the way that have very negative attitude. And that negative attitude, if it's 3 or 4 people, they'll carry you. So you need to find out and put it away and cut it and move the other way. And then you're gonna have to be on yourself alone, by yourself. You have to start reading, getting to a habit of reading 15, 20 minutes every day. Every day. If you guys don't read, then remember before you guys go to bed, then you guys gotta read. That's 15, 20 minutes. There's books all over the place. And I can share a bunch of books with you from W. Clement Stone. You guys can find W. Clement Stone. Norman Vincent Peale. Peale. Norman Vincent Peale. Napoleon Hill. You know, read these books. Start from there. You guys can get Joel Osteen. He's got good books too. Dr. Robert Schuller. He's another one. Okay. We can breathe very easily. It doesn't cost us anything. God created the oxygen. Oxygen, right here is oxygen. If we go above 10,000 feet, what do they have above the oxygen? We have hydrogen, right? Okay. If you go above this 10,000 feet without a protection, we will die, right? So what happens when it rains? God sends it. The universe is so smart that He sends that precipitation is air being pushed down. It's so smart that it grabs 2 H and 1 O and creates water, right? So we already have everything done for us. So when you go and try to get something done, know that God is there to help you. But you need to know and understand and have faith. That faith is developed by starting little things like you have on the board and said, I'm gonna get there. It's called metaphysics. Jesus Christ was good at that. Is you need to see yourself. You need to see it. Why? Because you know God is there. You know God exists. Okay? And I can prove you with a lot of things that God exists. But now that you know that God exists, you need to see yourself there. You need to be able to see yourself in 5 years. Where are we going to be? How are we going to make it? You need to have that excitement. Education, the word education, it's to develop from within. It's not to go to school and get educated. It's to develop from within. Okay? So we need to develop ourselves from within. It's okay. Who's that?
Oh my God, so.
Very fun.
Us for now?
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Está bien. From within.
What's up, buddy?
Hey, baby.
Say hi.
Hello.
Oh, yeah, that's a lot of people, huh? Say hi, Gabriel. Come here, say hi. You know how to say hi?
Hi.
Shake hands and give kisses. Come on. Hi. Watch out for the water. Hi, baby.
I'm not the baby.
No, you're right. You're not. I'm big boy. Sissy, excuse me.
Hi, it's okay.
I want to take the dino right here.
So how do we develop education? How do we develop that grow from the inside out? Okay, you start practicing. How do you practice? You start thinking at night. Okay, what are you going to do tomorrow? Start thinking and figuring out. Okay, how am I going to do it? See it tomorrow. See yourself driving into work and start practicing. Okay, gradually. See yourself in that car. See yourself in that house. See yourself with that $1 million. See yourself with that business. See yourself with the customers. Okay, you need to see it. You gotta have the vision. Okay, Norman Vincent Peale, this guy that I told you, this book, he started a company called Guideposts, and they were selling. He was sending good messages, guiding posts, people, and J.C. Penney was there, and there was a Jewish lady, and I think it was Bell, the guy who invented the phone, and they all were members. But Dr. Peale, he was the one who created that guidepost, and he used to publish them every week or every month. And they didn't have enough customers, and they had debt. And the lady, the Jewish lady that was there, she stopped everybody and said, wait a minute, why are we meeting for? And Dr. Peel says, because we need money. We were out of money. I got debt. I owe the typewriters. I owe paper. I owe a bunch of people, the editors. And she says, I'm not going to give you guys any more money. Well, wait a minute. What do you mean you're not going to give us money? Then why do we continue with this? He says, why do we need to have that money? He says, well, we need 100,000 customers. She says, well, then we need to start thinking about 100,000 customers. She said, I need you guys to close your eyes. And JCPenney was already wealthy, and these guys were already wealthy, but Dr. Peel wasn't wealthy. He was just a pastor of a church in New York, and he just started a project, and these guys were sponsoring it, but they didn't want to just give him the money. He says, close your eyes and start imagining 100,000 customers already. And so they started that exercise. Guess what? They didn't end up with 100,000. They ended up with 1 million customers just by doing that exercise. She didn't feed them any more money. Money is not the root that you guys don't have any money. The reason we have no money because we never went to find somebody to say, what do you do with every dollar? How do you guys do this? How do you manage your money? How did you become wealthy? See? So we need to start thinking and believing, and that's what I'm trying to get to you today right now, is to start believing that you guys can become millionaires. You guys can become successful, okay? No doubt. You remember the thought and the heart needs to be in harmony. So you guys can have in common union with God. That blessing can come and penetrate inside of you and say, okay, now everything you guys do is going to be created. You guys think about it, see it, and then you guys start living it right now. And in 5 years, you guys are going to be exactly where you guys are start imagining right now. You guys will take small steps. To do this, they created what they call positive affirmations. Okay? You go to the restroom because you get a signal from the subconscious to your stomach and say, you need to go to the restroom. You need to pee or you need to poo, whatever you need to do, you get a signal, okay? But to create this signal in a successful world, you need to repeat yourself in front of a mirror, what do you want to become, okay? And for me, and believe me guys, at the beginning, you guys are gonna feel crazy. You go, and here I am in my car yelling, and they were little when I was yelling, and I said, I am a very successful multi-billionaire entrepreneur, multi-millionaire back then. Now it changed to billionaire. I said, I am a very successful multi-millionaire entrepreneur. I am a very successful multi-billionaire. And these guys made us do that, okay, in class. And I said, well, you'll see W. Clement Stone. You'll see him, what he does. What you're trying to do is if you repeat it every day, but you got to do it with passion. It's gotta come up with. If there's something you guys doubt in, do it with passion, okay? And said, let me prove to you guys what I can do. I said, I can do it, okay? If there's something that you can't do in this, I can do it. How? Watch. I can do it. 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 Guess what? Every time somebody tells me I can't do anything, my subconscious is already saying, yes, you can do it. We can do it. You see, my whole body is now shaking from the inside. My subconscious is already says, yes, you can do it. When somebody comes and tells me I can't do it, I say, well, no. He says, yeah, you can. He's telling me, yeah, you can. You can do it. But you need to do this every day. So my kids now know I'm yelling at home when I'm taking a shower. Every day. Tony knows. Sergio knows. I don't care what people say. Now I know. It works. But it took me a long time to convince myself. Why? Because you want to feel criticized. You say, what am I thinking about me? What are they thinking about me? Guess what? The majority of people are not thinking about you. They're thinking about their own problems. They're thinking about their own issues every day. They're not thinking about you. Don't worry about what people say. Don't worry. Can I go to your store and buy something from you? Do you have a store? Okay, then how can I buy something from you? You don't have a store, you don't have a business. Why? Because you don't believe people will buy from you. Yeah, they can. Create something. I told you, it comes out of a thought. They said that the thought, it's more powerful than gasoline, than steam, than fire. The thought is more powerful than anything. So you guys got to start thinking what you're thinking about. What are we thinking about every day? Yeah? What are we thinking? Success? Then you're going to be successful. Health? Then you're going to be healthy. Wealth? Then you're going to be wealthy. Honest? Then you're going to be honest. Faithful? Then you're going to be faithful. You see where I'm going? You start thinking, you'd create your own world. God created that for us. He says, I'll get everything done for you. Water, fruits, vegetables, air, it's all done. Makes sense? Everything is done. He says, go out and enjoy your world. How? Well, then you need to start knowing, play the rules. There is different rules. There's universal rules, and then there is what? Earth rules, right? If you go out there and start killing people or start doing stupid things, stealing from people, then the worldly law is going to take you to jail and put you away forever. So you said, okay, what do I want to do? Here is what I want to do. I want to do it the right way. Jesus Christ said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. Okay? And you go his way, and then you'll make it happen. All right? So if you want to drink, then drink 2 or 3 drinks, and then that's it. Move on. If you're going to go and play, then play enough so you can have a good body, a healthy body, and then you drink water, you balance your life, right? You go out there, but then every day you need to make sure you carry a habit of reading, of gratitude, of giving thanks. And then take the next step and say, I'm going to create whatever you have on your board, okay? If it's not happening, then you need to do something and push yourself, okay? And said, okay, what am I going to do now? And how am I going to do it? You go out there and say, okay, let me get it going. How? Start it. Start your own business on Amazon. Start selling what? I was telling Coco and Omar yesterday. He says, we want to sell glasses. But guess what? How many people you think are selling this glass on Amazon? Very many people. Maybe 2,000 people. How do you differentiate from them? How do you make a difference? Well, you put a glass and you put some glasses, and then you put maybe a watch or a ring or something and create a little package, and you make a difference. You create a difference. Now you have a business. Now you started. But if you don't change your mindset of what I told you, then it's not going to work because you don't believe it's going to sell, right? You know what the darkest time of the day is? About 3 or 3:30 in the morning. And that's what people say, wow, it's really pitch black, it's dark. But guess what happens if you wait a little longer? Exactly, light comes in, right? And that happens in every part of our lives. We believe it's not going to happen. If you just wait a little bit, guess what? It's daytime again. Then you have another day. But people don't want to go that route. It's too dark, it's pitch black. Oh, I'm not going to sell, nobody here. Come on. That's why I want you to read those books, because there's stories in there of people who made it and made it big. W. Clement Stone was told that I'm not your mother, your father's not your father, God is your father. When he was little. And then one day, his mother's birthday, and he wanted to give her something. He's coming from school, and he's kicking a can. Right? He's walking and kicking a can. And he says, but I want to give something to my mom. I want to give something to my mom. He said, Father, I want to give something to my mom. He continues to kick the can, and a $10 bill comes out. And guess what? He never doubted anymore. Never, ever, ever doubted. See? Walt Disney created what you guys see over there by your Uncle Miguel. Okay? When it was inaugurated, he had passed. And a reporter came in and asked Roy Disney, he says, hey, Roy, it's a sad day for you, right? He says, why? He says, because Walt didn't see the park. No, no, no. Why you guys think the park is here? He saw it. He saw it many years ago. It was in his head. Okay, we create our world. My world now is where I started many years ago. It turned out to be this, but I had to change a lot of things. I had to change a lot of things. My belief had to change. See, we need to stop believing what we're believing right now. It's false. You weren't here sent to be here to suffer, to be poor. It's a state of mind. It doesn't exist. I've been to New York and the best stores in New York, and I see people, they're not struggling. They go out there and buy all kinds of clothes. And you buy a shirt at one of those stores at Fifth Avenue, and they're 17 grand and 18,000 and 20,000, and I see a bunch of people buying. Why? Do you think they think it's too expensive? They're probably not even thinking about it, because they don't show you the prices. You don't go out there and look at the prices at Louis Vuitton's. You don't look at prices. They just go, they know you're a customer, and you've been there before. They say, yeah, okay, what can I help you? Well, he needs some clothes. Michelle needed some clothes, and then they went, and then they give you a little envelope and say thank you, and you move on. But if you look at the price and say, wow, that's too expensive. Well, guess what? Look at the customers who come here. Do you think they think it's expensive? No, it depends on who you ask for. But guess what? They're human beings just like you and I. They have no difference, except that they believe that what? That they can. They believe they can. Okay? So whenever you have doubts, pray and say, well, wait a minute, take this doubt away. You need to be in harmony with your thought and your heart. Believe in what I'm telling you, but believe God, don't believe me. I'm just telling you who I am. You guys are my brothers and my sisters, my nieces. You guys know where I'm coming from. How did I make this fortune? Is by doing something different. But guess what? It still doesn't make them all happy 100%. Or my wife or my kids, they still get mad. The emotions come through. You still behave sometimes this way, except that my mindset is totally different. It's totally changed. Now, what do you do with the money? You know? What do you do with the money? You think God wouldn't put legs on a tree and say, Nessie, don't get up, I'll have the orange tree walk over to your door or to your bed? He could have done that. But he wants us to do that 1%, which is to enjoy. You enjoy life. It's not the becoming millionaire. It's the journey to getting there. What we struggle with, what I went through, all the things that believe me, there was a lot of embarrassing moments when I was doing this stuff. A lot of embarrassing moments. But I said, but this guy is a millionaire and he's doing it. Why don't I just copycat what he's doing and then move on? Anthony Robbins said, you know what, Jose, I was so fat and I was so disappointed with his parents and all that. And he just went and found out somebody who was already being a millionaire. And he says, I'm just going to do whatever that guy is doing. And that's exactly what he did. And now Anthony Robbins, he's out there yelling and screaming and giving you all this energy. You know what? He made us look how he behaved at home. You know what he does at home? He's walking. He's at a nice beach house in Miami, and he showed us what he does. He says, I'm just going to let you guys see. It's a few of us saw it, and I think he put it on YouTube now. He's out there praying and having fun with his wife and with his dog. And then he takes time by himself whenever the wife is around doing some shorts or things. He goes out there and he just prays and gives thanks. He's being grateful. Every moment of his life, he says, just be grateful. Thank God for everything that you have. Thank God that he sent you here. Start thinking the way God will behave. God sent you here. You know what? God lives within each and every single one of us. God is with us. The other day I was thinking, we were watching the Discovery Channel, the Yango in Africa, and you see how lions chase the other animals when they want to eat them. And I was thinking, and I said, wow, God has got the light in every one of us, right? So when we die, then the light goes out. The body just stays. It's just the carcass that they call it. It's just the body, dead body. So and the lion chases this one animal, and then he misses it, but then he chases another one and he grabs it, right? And I could see it, I could see it, I could see his face, and the animal's getting bitten and he's taking portions away from his stomach, and then he dies. And then I said, wow, God, now God went away, but he says, good job. I fed him. So, right? He fed the lion. So God took off, and he says, and now I'm going to go out there and give life to somebody else, give his life to somebody else. And so what we do in life is says, well, wait a minute, why is it so cruel? It's not cruel. The lions wouldn't be living if these animals wouldn't be alive. You see, this needs to happen. If you guys wouldn't exist, I wouldn't be here talking to you. So we need each other. We need each other. We need the neighbors. Those are going to be your customers. Those are going to be your friends, your family, your neighbors. We need that. Start being selfish and now go out there and share this knowledge. But the only way to do it is if you guys believe. We need to believe, right? How do we change that belief? We need to start it by creating a forgiveness process. So you guys tonight, what I want you guys to do, and I did it, my mom was still alive back then, and I did it. So you close your eyes, and then you start forgiving your parents. Forgive your parents, because you came from them, okay? You tell them, Dad, I forgive you. Mom, I forgive you, and forgive me, okay? Because today on, we're going to change the way we think, and we're going to move it to the next level, to the divine level. Our parents also needed that. You know how more happier they would have lived had they known this? They would have been what? Fear-free. Try to live fear-free. You will enjoy the world like never before. You're going to see, if you guys believe what I'm telling you today, the world is going to be totally different for you guys. You're going to get up in the morning and thank the Creator for that morning. And you're going to drink water and you're going to enjoy that water. It's only a chemical. It's two different types of oxygen. It's oxygen and hydrogen together. Then they put them together and they created water. Right? And so you ever get an apple, you got to remember, he tasted that apple before you guys did. You get an orange, he tasted that orange before you did. Egg, chicken, fish, meat, he tasted that before you guys did. All he says is go out there and give it your what? Your salsa. Get chilies, get onions, I've already created all that for you. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. But guess what? I was telling George, I said, George, put a plan together to pay your house off in 2 years. And Patty started, why? It's very difficult because she don't believe she can pay off her house in 2 years. Right? So how is that going to happen if you're not thinking that you can do it? There it is. Remember I told you the harmony between the heart and the thought? You don't believe it. That's the problem. Now you start changing it and you believe it and you said, yeah, I can pay off my house in 2 years. How? Don't worry. Just go out there and get it done. The people that you need in your way, they're already in your way. The customers that you need are already there. Your business partner are already there. Who are they? Don't worry about it. God will send them to you. Okay, remember I was telling about the atoms? All this energy here, right here, you direct them with your thoughts. So you say you're going to pay off your house in 2 years. Guess what? They said Nessie and Natalia are going to pay off their house in 2 years. And they go out there and they find people and they find more people and then find more people and then they come in. How did you pay off the house? How did that money came? Well, because you started believing and you never doubt. And it's coming and it's coming and it's coming and it's coming. 5 years after I went to the first seminar, I couldn't believe what the guy said. He says, that money that you're going to put away, that 20%, he says, you never touch. What do you mean you never touch it? He said, you don't touch it. But why? What do I need the money for? He says, it's very difficult to understand right now. He says, but you don't touch that money. Okay, and I couldn't believe it. I said, oh man. So when I started seeing, he put squares. He put like squares, these squares in there. So he says, your first square is going to be $100,000. How long will it take for the first square? And so we put together, okay, one square. And I did it. I did the exercise. But I was so skeptical. I doubted. I doubted everything. But guess what? I still went ahead and did it. But I doubted. I doubted everything I'm telling you. I doubted, but I went ahead and did it. And so he says, you never use that money. He said, okay, one square, $100,000. And he went 1 year, 2 years, 2.5 years, I had 20,000. I said, man, this guy is crazy. He promised me 15, being millionaire in 15 years. How's that going to happen? And he says, okay, you buy the stuff, you put it away, and then you keep putting money. So it went like 3 years, almost 4 years before he got to like $80,000. I said, wow. Okay, then finally, almost in 5 years, he got to $100,000. Then he said, the next one is $200,000. So what do you guys think the second one cost me to fill in? The first one, almost 5 years. What do you think that 200,000 took? 5 years, 6 years? What?
That's the 5 years.
What do you think the 300,000?
Correct. A year, 2 years?
What do you think the 500,000?
Less than that.
What do you think the million?
Less than that.
Okay then. So when in 2013 came in, I said, wait a minute, how did this happen? Albert Einstein said that's the power of compounding. It's like a snowball. See? That's why the richer are richer. Because they struggle to fill that one. Once they fill it out, then the second one becomes easier. And then the second one. And now what do? Now he says, you don't touch that money because that's what gives you peace of mind. Go out there and create something with what you know. So I started a business. I'm starting another business. I had another business before. I struggle a lot. But I still continue to go and learn. I still go pay a bunch of money for people to teach me what to do and how to do it. Right? But now I'm getting to people on the very, very high level. Okay? I get books, recommendations from Bill Gates. Just because I joined his foundation. How do you get to that level? It doesn't matter. It's just people thinking in the same level. So what you do is, you guys right now are seeing this wall, but I want you guys to see beyond the wall. You need to see it. The word I am means God in action. Okay, I am. And so you say, when you say I am, you're saying God in action. I am what? Healthy. I am wealthy. I am happy. I am successful. I am truthful. I am faithful. I am honest. I am humble. I believe. I am faith. And I am terrific. I am God in action. And then you repeat whatever you want to do. But you need to believe it. You need to believe it. See? Go out there and sell whatever. And I say, God, I want to go out there and do what I have to do. So I don't know if it's in Think and Grow Rich. You'll probably see it, where this the black kid that is selling soap, and he's selling soap for 12 years, right? His mother told him, I don't want